you during the role play, and you, the lucky winner, will be getting a custom fit ring in the same style. And if you don't know your size, don't worry, I can always send you a ring sizer. To enter the giveaway, be sure to subscribe and comment down below what your favorite piece of jewelry is. The winner will be announced in my community tabs in probably about 2 weeks, and I really look forward to making you guys a special piece of jewelry, and I'm really excited to bring you this role play, as it's going to be quite immersive since I'll be actually making the piece of jewelry for you that we discuss in the role play. So the rules are going to be down below. Check out the description box. You do have to be 18 years of age and older to enter the contest, and it is open internationally. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, it needs to be polished tonight for pickup tomorrow. And Rebecca is coming in for her final engagement ring sizing. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hey there, how are you doing today? I'm Mish. Welcome to Mishi Designs Boutique. Yes, I am the owner and operator. I also do all the work that you see in the store. Was there something in particular that you were coming in for today? Okay. Well, feel free to just browse around. I'll be entering some inventory into my computer, and when you're ready to chat, if you need any help, you just let me know. Of course. And just to let you know, if you see something but maybe you don't like the color of the stone, or you want it in gold instead of silver, everything is customizable in the shop, okay? Yeah. And we do cut stones as well. Perfect. Okay, yeah, no, have fun, of course. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so polishing cloths just got in. Let's see how many we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. What was that? Yes, I actually can do that in amethyst, labradorite, and aquamarine. Yeah, in that particular size, I do have those all cut already. Yeah. Of course, take your time. And we just got a bunch of new snake chain in. I'm gonna have to detangle this later. This is quite a mess. Okay, so I got snake chain. 15 inches. I'll get back to the quantity later. Okay, from Rio Grande, I have pose, it's not my size, etc. So we like to melt it down and turn it into something that you will wear. Now, of course, you can also just get cash value for the scrap. So you're thinking you want to do a piece of jewelry with the scrap metal? Okay. Now, it's honestly such a nice way to get use out of something that you might not be using anymore, like I said. So, alright, let's do like a new client questionnaire. I get to know you a little bit better. This way, anytime you come to shop, you don't have to do it again. And I have all your measurements down. I know your ring sizes and things like that, okay? Great. Can I get you anything to drink today? You're okay. You got it. Right, let me just get my questionnaire pulled up on my computer. Okay, perfect. And if I can just get the metal. Okay. So you have this bracelet and necklace. Alright. Let's pop it on the scale. Okay, so we're looking about at an ounce of silver. And today's market value, you'll get about, I'm going to say roughly $24-25. Unfortunately, you need quite a bit of silver, unlike gold. Gold value is skyrocketed in the last 10-15 years, but you still can get about $30 towards a purchase, or like I said, I can give you the cash as well, whatever you're most comfortable with. Sure, let's do the questionnaire. I'll show you some pieces, and again, you don't have to do anything today if you don't want to. You can always come back, okay? Perfect. Alright. So, just get your first name. Okay, and your phone number. Okay, and an email if you'd like to give one. Okie dokie, and your zip code. Excellent. Would you like any promotions? We do both email and I send out just a few, like, actual traditional mailings a year. Yeah, okay. And, alright, so we have weight of recycled material is 1 ounce. Sterling. Okay. Okay, and we're gonna do your ring size first. I'm gonna start with your left hand. Let me see your hands, just put them right here. Okay, so do you typically wear any rings at all? Okay, you'll wear like a couple stacking. Okay, but nothing like absolutely all the time, daily. Any wedding bands, promise rings, jewelry that you just have to wear. Okay. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll do your left. I usually tend to do the like engagement ring finger, and then I'll do the right hand side because you said that you'd prefer to use your right hand for your rings. Okay, not a problem. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so I have my ring sizer. So this is great because now you'll know all of your rings that you want to wear rings on, and you won't have to guess, and things will fit you absolutely perfect, okay? Yeah. Alright, so let's do the left ring finger. Let me see. Okay, you look to be around, oh, hold on, my computer's acting all weird. Okay, I'm gonna say like around a 6.5-ish. Let's take a look. Alright, let's go for that. 6.5. Okay, let's just slide that on. Okay, I think you need a little bit more room, right? Yeah, that feels a little bit snug. Okay, let's try this. Let's go with that. Alright, let's just do one more up in case. I always like to just be sure. Okay, I'm just gonna slide that on. Okay, so the size down. Okay, so that's gonna be a 6.25 for your left ring finger. Okay, perfect. And we'll move on to the right hand side. Yeah. Just switch my screen. Okay, your pointer, please, first. Okay, we're gonna start with the 7.5. Yeah, just give me your hand. Okay. Okay, maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, that one's kind of tight. I'm gonna go up to the 8.5 and see how that works. Okay, I think that one's like a little bit, yeah, that one's a little bit too big. Okay, let's go back down to this 8. You sure? Because I don't mind. Just, yeah, okay, good. We'll do it right now. I'll take 2 seconds. I know sometimes people don't want to wear rings on certain fingers. I know I don't do, but sometimes it's good just to have. Okay. Alright. That's a little bit tight. Okay. That was a 6.5. Let's go up to the 7. Let's try that. Good. Okay, so we got a 7. Okay, so now that we have your ring size done, let's move on to the necklace lengths. See what you kind of prefer. Again, even if you choose not to go with the necklace today, it's really nice just to have it down. I'll have all of your preferences, and I always ask if you want anybody to be on your list for gifts. This way, if somebody comes in and asks for your information, I have your approval of people that I can give that to. I know it makes it so much easier. It takes the guesswork out of everything. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you typically the most average necklace lengths that people generally like, but you can always go shorter or longer. Okay? Yeah. And then I'll measure your neck too, just so we have a better idea in case you ever want to do like a choker and have it really, really tight. So, right here, we have a 16-inch length, which is really popular when you want to wear it just about here where the collarbone is. If you like it higher up, I generally like 15 to 16 inches. And then we have 18 inches, which I would say is universally the most common chain size when you're typically going to any type of jewelry store, or if you go to even costume jewelry stores, there's usually 18 inches is one of the most common you're going to get. Yeah. And then we have 20 and 22. Now you can obviously do 24, 26, 28, 30 inches if you like longer necklaces as well. What is your preference? Do you like something a little bit shorter? Do you like, if you want to take a look, these are just standard chains. They're nothing special. They don't have any pendants. I just have this for an example for customers. Do you like something like this, where it's a little bit shorter? It kind of just swoops on the neck and just kind of drapes on the collarbone. Yeah, here we can just kind of just put that right there. Just kind of pop that on there. Yeah, how does that feel? Okay, a little too short for you. Not a problem. Okay, let's maybe do the 18 inches. How does that sound? Okay. It's almost perfect. Alright, now that's great. I want you to tell me what you like and what you don't like. Okay, so just going to pop that over your head. There we go. A little more comfortable. Do you want to try the 20 inch, or do you feel like the 18 is good for you? Yeah, let's try it on, okay. Alright, and this is the 20 inches. Okay, so let's try that. Okay. You like the 18 inches? Yeah, I think that really suits you best. You seem to be very comfortable when you were wearing that one. Okay, yeah, no problem. That's what we're here for. Okay. Okay, so I will put that down in the computer that you are preferring 18 inches. Okay. Great. And I'm just going to be measuring your neck if you don't mind. Okay. I have this tape measure that is flexible, so it's nice. I can get right up in there. Okay, just gonna get that around. Okay. has a really nice large profile, but at the same time, it's not too overwhelming on the hand. Really nice elongated shape. And it has this little surprise detail on the back. We're all about the details here. And it has a little bit of a black onyx with, again, the roping detail on this wide set band. Polished to a mirror high shine. And then, if we're sticking on larger rings, I'll show you a few of those first. This one right here is a more recent ring that I have made. And I did cut this stone. This is a Oregon plume agate. And you can find a lot of these plume agates on the West Coast. And they are absolutely gorgeous. They have these gorgeous blooms. And one thing I really like about the blooms is that you have all these different beautiful inclusions into the stone. And it has a translucent type look paired with a really heavy triple banded sterling silver band. I mean, this is a big boy. She is a statement stunner. So as you can see, you can really go from something that's a little bit more simple, even to a little decorative, and something that's really just makes a statement on the hand. That is a power ring right there. Right? And again, this is jewelry that's going to last you because we're going to build it with intention. And also, I really like to pair a lot of like the big stones and just everything with substantial bands. So this way it feels comfortable. We have to be able to balance, right, this large stone. So we have this really nice triple set band. So just another example of a larger ring. And then this one is actually like a stone on stone design. Then we have this Larimar gorgeous blue. Since blue is your favorite color, I thought you'd really, really like this ring. I particularly love Larimar. This has like a stone on stone design. It is not glued on top. It's actually set within the stone, which is really, really cool. And you can change that out for, instead of like this little floral detail that I made, you can do like a stone, or you could do a stone, and everything is customizable, like I said, so you can really kind of create whatever it is that you like. And this particular stone is actually only found in the Dominican Republic. It is such a beautiful stone. It's unbelievable that the color is also just like looking at the ocean. I know, right? It's like a Caribbean dream. I absolutely adore Larimar. It's a really nice material. So those are some of the larger rings that I have. And as you can see, so some of the price ranges for large rings like this are in the fours because it's quite a bit of labor to cut the actual stones when they're this size, and then it takes a lot of silver to set them. But then you have rings like this that are in like the 198 to 250 range. Same with around here is about that, 275 or so. It really depends on how much labor and silver is used, but labor is really what, like everything, you know, drives up the cost of a particular ring. But as you can see, we have some of the more simple rings as well. So you have some peach moonstones here. Let's take a closer look. You have these peach moonstones right here, some amethyst with some details. Also, this is kind of similar to the ring that I'm wearing, but it has four. Let's actually pull that one out. It's a little bit smaller than the ring that I'm wearing in size as far as the stone goes, but it has four recycled sterling silver accents on the side. Again, a really cool everyday ring, something a little different. Super beautiful though. You like that? Yeah, no, I love that one. I kind of figured you'd like the rainbow moonstone too, since you love blue so much. But also, if you don't also want to do anything with stones, this is a really cool design that I recently did, which is just all of these bands are individual and then they're soldered together. Some decorative detail as well. They look really great on. This one's a little bit big here. I'll put it on my thumb. There we go. But just like a really bold, bold silver design. This will last you forever. It could take a beating too, so if you're someone that doesn't want to take your jewelry off, you're gonna be in luck with a ring like that. But again, here's something a little bit more simple. Pop that down over here. We have this beautiful blue sapphire ring. Just something nice with a hammered band. You know, something you can pop on every day. Also, certain stones can take a little bit more than others, since this, for instance, this sapphire, I believe it's about a 9 on the Mohs scale, can really take a lot more rigorous wear that a ring requires than something like malachite, which is like a 3, maybe a 2. I think it's like a 3 or 3.5. It's very soft, so it's easily damaged if you drop it, or if you bang your ring against something. So depending on how you are with your hands. Do you feel like you are really rough with your jewelry, or do you feel like you're someone who's taking it off at the end of the night? You're not really showering with it, which I don't recommend ever, but I know that that's not always practical for everybody. Okay, so you're someone who's really going to take everything off and go in the jewelry box. Okay, yeah, no, you got it. But yeah, again, these are like really simple, a little bit smaller designs, something a little more everyday. So, you don't have to go overboard if that's not your style. But I have a few stones in mind I'd like to show you. I think that I kind of understand the direction that you want to go into. And I'm thinking something more along the lines of like this, but we'll kind of switch it up a little bit. How does that sound? Okay, so I just wanted to check in. I know it's a lot to look at all of these pieces, but I wanted to see kind of where you were at, or if you wanted to think about it. Again, there's no pressure. I'm always here to help you with your jewelry needs, whether it's today, next week, next year. I'm always around to help you kind of achieve and build something that you're really going to look forward to wearing. Okay, no, do you want me to show you anything else before we move along? Okay, yeah, so I have this type of cuff that we can do. And you said this would be a gift for somebody. Yeah, so I can do cuffs that are large like this, and here I'll show you. I got such a tight shirt on today. So this is what the cuff looks like on. I know, it has such a statement vibe, like summertime, white dress, you're flowing, going to get some drinks with the girls. Yep, I really, really love this piece. But if you wanted to ever gift somebody this, we could just get the measurements and we could pick out stones, whether it's something that I have in stock, or we can always custom cut something for you. Yeah. Do you want to try it on? Here, you just put your wrist out, and I always recommend when you put a cuff on, you always put it on like so, and then you turn it this way. You don't form the metal too much, and then it'll stay intact and really nice for years and years to come. Because a lot of people open it up and it gives a lot of stress to the metal. I mean, this is pretty thick, so you wouldn't have a problem, but I always recommend putting on cuffs that way. Alright, let me just see your wrist. Just pop that up there. Isn't that so nice? I know. Now take a look at it. Yeah, well, I can set that aside for you. Even if it's not here, when you come to pick up your ring, we can always make you something similar. And like I said, if it's going to be for a gift, just make sure we try. I always say, like, if you can get the wrist size, if not, things can be resized. quite a bit of stones in this box. I mean, I have lots of these, but these are really nice size stones for what we're going for. We're going to say about an 8 to 12 millimeter range. Mostly rounds in here, but I have quite a bit of rainbow moonstone and blue. Okay, so the first stone I wanted to show you is a rainbow moonstone. It's a little bit larger than some of the other stones I'm going to show you, but I can also cut this down to a smaller size if you like the actual flash. It really has a gorgeous rainbow shift with a little bit of blue and a little bit of a yellow tone. This oval is a nice size. It's a little bit bigger than like a 10 millimeter round or like a 10 by 8 millimeter oval. So this one measures about 25 by 15 millimeters. And just for size comparison, this is about 10 millimeters. Once it's set in the silver, it's about 11, 12. But yeah, do you like something a little bit larger or... Okay, a little smaller. Now I also have these rainbow moonstones as well. Like I said, we can cut that one down. But these are my ultimate favorite stones. I have been selling these for years and years. And they are magical because not only are they moonstone, but they are man in the moonstones. They have these beautiful hand-carved faces in each one, and as you can see, it has this beautiful, sorry my nails are so long, gorgeous blue flash. Each one is completely hand carved, and as you can see, it has a little bit different of a face because they are hand carved. Aren't they so sweet? They are truly like having like a little friend on your finger all the time, and they bring a lot of joy to most of my clients. There's something very, I don't know, something about the moon that kind of draws us to it, doesn't it? So it is quite magical. I do, however, have that in a labradorite color as well, and I know you like blue, so I figured I'd show you. This is the labradorite. And that one is just as pretty. The flash is just very different. It obviously has like a deeper tone, whereas the rainbow moonstone has more of like a white base, whereas this one has like a dark green base. You like the rainbow? Okay. And I did pull a turquoise just in case, kind of in the same size that we were looking for. Okay, maybe in the summer. You got it. Okay, so what are we thinking? Did you want to look at any other moonstones or any other stones, or do you like kind of the direction we're going? Okay, so we're going to do a rainbow man in the moonstone set into a ring. Okay, so now that we have the stone picked out, did you want to add any detail around the bezel? I know that typically when someone wants something a little more minimalist, sometimes they don't want anything at all. But I know that you said you wanted something a little edge to the piece of jewelry just to give it a little bit of a pop. Yeah. Okay, let me show you a few of the decorative pieces that I have, again, just to refresh your memory, and then we can kind of choose what you like or what you don't like. Yeah. Alright, so if you remember when I showed you some of these pieces, this one, for instance, has roping around the turquoise, whereas of this amethyst just has some sterling ball accents that kind of just give it a little bit of a pop, which I think is something that you might like, but it doesn't have to be in this particular placement. And then, you know what, I actually popped the other one over here. We have something like this, which has beaded wire around the edge, and then, I'm just going to pop this down really quick. This is like a stamping detail. I don't particularly think the stamping is something that you're going to be into. I think that might be a little busy for what, instead of having like the spindles like so, almost like a sun, we would replace that with the accent sterling recycled balls, and it looks really cool when it's all finished. So it would be something like that. I know it's a little bit hard to tell, but it would just have a couple of recycled sterling silver balls all around the circumference of the stone. Yeah. You like that idea? And did you want to do any mixed metals? Because you could do like a sterling band, sterling backplate, and then you could do a gold bezel. Just all sterling. Okay, let me just pop that in there. Okay, great. Alright. And for the band, I know this is very detailed, but you know, we gotta cross all our T's and dot all our I's to make sure you're getting exactly what you want. We can do a band that is plain. I could do a band that is textured. I can also do a band that is split. I think that you're probably going to go for something more like this, where you could do either a plain rectangle band. We could also do half round as well. Sure, here, hold on, let me just take a look. This is half round. You wouldn't get two, you would just get one, but one of these is like a half round, so just kind of domed. You like the flat? Okay. Did I show you? Yeah, I showed you, I think, the sapphire ring. And this is like the hammered band, so you get a little bit of texture, and this keeps it really shiny. Even if you wear it all the time and you scratch it up, you're not going to see it as much because of the beautiful texture. You like the hammered? Okay. So, speaking of hammered, this is about a 3 to 4 millimeter in width, and then this one is about 5.5 millimeters. Did you like something like this or like that? Maybe a little in between, so about 4 millimeters. Okay. Alright, so 4 millimeter hammered band. Okay, perfect. Okay, so, and you said you want this for your pointer finger, correct, on your right hand side? Okay, so we have that in the system. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to just pop the stone over here. I'm going to add this to your envelope, and I'm going to put your client ID on it. I'm just going to pop out a ticket. Okay, so I have everything entered into the system. I am going to I want to calculate just labor and everything, give you a price for that. And again, if you don't want to go through with this, I can always leave this in my system. I always leave the quote up for 30 days, okay? Okay. Okay. And perfect. The labor estimate. Okay. Okay, so we're looking at a total of $220 for the project. We would take the $30 off for the metal exchange, and I would be using that towards your ring shank. That is going to come to a total of $190, and then we usually do a 50% deposit. You are always welcome to pay in full, or you can wait till you pick up to pay the other 50%, whatever you're comfortable with. Yeah, okay, perfect. So, you know what, let's just do, if you want to do $90 today is fine. You want to do 100? Okay, so we'll do a $100 deposit. And the balance will be $90 when you pick it up. It takes about 7 to 14 business days for me to create this piece for you, as everything is custom, and I will email you when everything is ready. You're also welcome to call the store at any time. Let me just get you a client envelope, and it's going to have your ticket inside, so when you come to pick it up, it'll have all the information. Okay, deposit paid 100, and I have that in my system as well. Just take that with you and just bring that back when you come to pick up the jewelry. Again, it'll be ready in about 7 to 14 days. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you also my card, just in case you need it. There you go. And I really look forward to creating this piece for you, custom fit to your liking. And when you come to pick it up, you'll just try it on, make sure everything works, and then you will be all set. We'll take care of the rest of the deposit at that point. And I'm really excited to make you your custom Mishi Designs piece. I'll see you soon. Bye. Alright, so we need to order one more of the Renaissance wax. The next shipment. Okay, perfect. Hi there. I'm so happy you were able to stop in today. I know you said you had a busy schedule, but your ring is all finished. Did you happen to bring in the envelope? Okay, perfect. Great. Okay, let me just pop in the client ID. I just have to pull this up because I don't remember the balance off the top of my head. I just had so much going on this week. I'm sure you can relate. Okay, so I'm seeing that you have a balance of $90. You had the $30 credit from the silver that you had given me. And then we also have the $100 deposit, which leaves $90 as the balance. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about the final product. I have it all ready for you. I just want you to try on the ring, make sure everything fits, and that you love the style. But most importantly, I want to take you along with the process a little bit and show you. I always like to film most of the projects if I have a little extra time. I do it for my socials, but I also like to show the clients just how we took some scrap metal or just the birth of a piece into the final process and end stages. So without any further ado, let's just show you a little bit of behind the scenes of what we did with the pieces that you decided to recycle, okay? Yeah, I'm so excited for you to see it. Alright, let me just show you some of the footage. So we're going to be taking that recycled sterling and we're going to be popping that in the crucible, and I'm going to be heating up the ingot along with the sterling silver so we can pour it into the mold and we'll be able to recycle and repurpose it for use hard solder again, but a lot of people tend to use medium in this step. Applying the heat and then throwing it in the crock pot to clean off any of the fire scale. Here we are going to saw out the bezel from the back plate and clean it up using some rubber wheels. And this will prepare us for adding some of the details around the bezel. I'm just recycling some scrap silver and creating about, I think, 6 or 8 balls around the bezel, and then now we're soldering them together. And I am filing a flat spot on the ring shank, so this way I can solder together both the bezel and the ring shank, creating a completed design for the ring. And I usually use easy solder for this step. And here I'm using some bristle brushes to clean it up before we go in for the high shine. Typically I like to polish it, then set the stone, and then polish it again. We're just using some sandpaper wheels for the inside of the shank, getting it nice and shiny. And then we're going to set the stone by using a hammer punch technique, which is going to close the metal around the rainbow moonstone, creating a nice seal. And then the last step is a final polish for that mirror high shine. I look forward to showing you the finished piece. Okay, so now that you saw the behind the scenes shots, would you like to try on the ring? Okay, I'm so excited. So here she is, the man in the moonstone, with the gorgeous recycled sterling silver details around the bezel to just kind of add to the celestial vibe of the sunburst of the moon and sun. If you love the celestial theme, which I know you said you did. And we have this to fit your pointer ring. Here, let me see your ring finger. I'm just going to slip this on, okay? Let me see. It looks like a perfect fit. How does it feel? Oh, let me see. Oh my god, it looks so good. Yeah, no, feel free to take it off, okay? Also, I know that we discussed a hammered band, and we went with about a 4.5 millimeter band to just really give this a substantial look, but also still be able to have a little bit of a delicacy to the design. And I really think that this fits your minimalist vibe while also embodying the celestial theme that you very much love. Isn't that so beautiful? Yeah, so would you like to wear her home, or would you like me to back her up? It's totally up to you. No problem, I totally understand. And as always, I don't recommend showering or going to the gym with the jewelry, so it's so good that you are going to care for it for the lifetime. And of course, if you want to clean the jewelry, I just recommend you using some sort of polishing cloth. I have one that I'm going to be giving to you, but feel free to always use one of your own. I just don't recommend any harsh silver cleaners. They tend to kind of strip the metal, and they're not usually good for the porous stones. But if you ever need it polished for the life of the piece, you just come back to me, okay? Great. Alright, so I have a burlap bag that I'm going to be wrapping this up for you in, and along with that I have some tarnish resistant tissue paper. This isn't just regular tissue paper. This you can actually keep the ring in when you're not wearing the ring, and it's going to keep the ring nice and shiny and tarnish free, especially because I live in a humid climate in the summertime, so I wrap all of my jewelry before sending out just to ensure that it stays nice and shiny during shipment. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap her up. customers that purchase like a larger piece from me. And again, the cotton in here is also tarnish resistant, just to keep the integrity of the piece while you store it, okay? Alright, so okay, so you can pop this in your purse, or if you'd like to hold it, would you like a gift bag as well? Okay, here you go. Okay, so is there anything else that I can help you with today? Perfect. Alright, so let me get you all checked out. And again, if you need any polishing, resizing, whatever it is, when it's jewelry related, you just let me know. And if I can help you, I would be happy to do so. Great. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I have the balance is $90. Did you want to do cash or credit today? Cash, okay. Perfect, yep. Great. And did you want your receipt emailed, or would you like a paper copy? I could also do both. Emailed, okay. I have your email and file already from our initial appointment. Good, okay. So that is all set. Did you want to check your email? Yeah, just let me know that you got it. Okay, you